Women don't always come right out and say how they feel, right? But here's the thing. Actions? Oh, they say everything. The problem? Most guys completely miss the little signs women drop when they're interested. And trust me, some of those signs, they're so subtle, you'd think they've got more secrets than a magician. That's where today's video comes in. We're breaking down 11 things women do if they want you. Yep, the kind of stuff that'll completely change the game once you know what to look for. Whether it's the way she looks at you, little gestures she makes, or even how she laughs at your awful jokes, these signs are definitely worth paying attention to. Here's what's fun about this video though. Once you get the hang of these signals, you won't stop noticing them. You'll start picking up on these tiny cues everywhere you go like a total pro. But you gotta stick around until the end, because we're going deep into this one. Oh, and before we get started, hit that like button and subscribe. Your dating life is about to thank you. Cool? Alright, let's go. 1. The lingering smile effect. A smile isn't just a smile when a woman is interested in you. It's like her secret weapon, but not the kind of smile she flashes when thanking the barista for her coffee. We're talking about a smile with layers. This is the kind of grin that says, "Hey, I think you're catching my attention." It's warmer, slower, and more intentional than your run-of-the-mill polite smile. And oh boy, it's packed with plenty of nonverbal cues. Here's how you spot it. She might pair it with a soft tilt of her head, letting her hair cascade, or subtly raise her eyebrows like she's inviting you into a little secret. And don't overlook the way her eyes light up as she holds your gaze just a tick longer than socially necessary. It's that moment where she locks in on you and then turns away, smiling to herself like there's a joke only she understands. Sometimes she might get a bit cheeky and add a little smirk or bite her lower lip. Picture this scenario. You tell a light joke, she leans back slightly, smiles big, and there's that quick little lip bite. That's next level interest right there. Or maybe she's not going all flirty right off the bat, but you catch her consistently smiling when she's talking to you, even when you're not cracking jokes or trying to entertain her. That's your cue. She's not just smiling at you, she's smiling because of you. A smile may seem small, but in the game of attraction, it's like her opener. It's her quiet way of saying, "Hey, I see you and I like what I see." Confidence is key here too. Smile back, but keep it natural. Match her energy and see where it leads. If her grin pulls you in, there's a good chance it's exactly what she's hoping for. 2. The shoe dangle dance. Okay, this one might sound odd at first, but bear with me guys. The way a woman moves her feet can tell you a lot more than you'd think. Specifically, the subtle, almost hypnotic art of dangling her shoe. It's one of those things that doesn't scream, "I like you," but it whispers it in a way that's hard to ignore. Picture this. You're sitting across the table at a cafe, and you're deep in conversation. Everything feels easy, and suddenly, you notice her slipping her heel halfway off. It dangles from her toes as she casually swings it back and forth, maybe even letting it drop completely before sliding it back on. She looks relaxed, but there's a playful, almost teasing energy to this little move. It's like her subconscious is revealing how comfortable and open she feels around you. Why is this so interesting? Because it's more than just a random movement. It's flirtation in its most subtle form. It's her way of drawing attention to herself without seeming overt. Her footwork becomes the unspoken background music of her comfort and attraction. For women, this gesture often goes unnoticed because it's not something she's doing intentionally to catch your eye. But that's what makes it even more genuine. It's like you're getting a peek behind the curtain of her feelings without her saying a single word. And here's the kicker, pun intended. When she does this, it's usually paired with other cues. Maybe she's twirling her hair while looking at you, or leaning in closer, making the space between the two of you feel a bit more intimate. These little gestures are her version of saying, "Hey, notice me noticing you." Subtle, clever, and totally irresistible if you know how to read it. If you spot this delicate dance of dangling heels in action, don't rush to call it out. Instead, acknowledge the overall vibe, smile, keep the conversation flowing, and enjoy the quiet signs of her growing interest. You're on her radar now. 3. Eyes that look and load. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and when it comes to attraction, they're also the spotlight. If a woman is giving you what we'll call the focused beam gaze, you're on to something special. This is more than just glancing your way or occasionally looking up from her phone. Nope. This is a concentrated, deliberate kind of eye contact that'll leave you wondering if she can actually read your mind. Here's how it goes down. You're chatting or even just sitting nearby, and you notice her looking right at you, not briefly, not casually, but fully engaged. Her face will likely be tilted toward you, her features soft, maybe even a little inviting. This is the moment where her gaze says, "I'm here, I see you, and I want you to see me too." It's magnetic, and it's not accidental. But wait, it gets better. She might pair this look with tiny subconscious moves, like tucking her hair behind her ear, exposing her neck slightly, or leaning in closer while you're talking. These are all subtle ways of saying, "Hey, I'm open and interested." A lot of guys miss this because it comes off as casual body language, but trust me, it's not. Now, imagine you notice this across a crowded room. Maybe she's holding your gaze while stirring her drink, then looks down with a little smile before glancing back up. It's a playful yet bold move, as if she's daring you to come over and strike up a conversation. And don't mistake this for nerves. It's confidence, wrapped up in a quiet, intriguing package. If you catch this focused beam gaze, it's your sign to engage. Eye contact is one of the strongest non-verbal cues, and when a woman's gaze lingers just a little too long, it's her way of saying, "Come closer, I'm interested." Don't overthink it, smile, maintain the connection, and see where it takes you. 4. The lip bite tease. Now listen closely, because this one is guaranteed to raise your heartbeat if you catch it happening. A woman biting her lip isn't just a random habit or some nervous tick. When done in the right context, it's a deliberate, subtle gesture that sets the stage for attraction. It's playful, a little mysterious, and definitely flirty. How do you know this move is for you? Usually, it's paired with other playful behaviors. Maybe you've just said something that made her giggle or blush, and as she smiles, she gently bites her lower lip before letting it go. Whether she realizes it or not, this slight action puts the focus directly on her lips, pulling your attention like a magnet. Sometimes it's more subconscious. She might bite her lip while listening to you speak, like she's holding back her thoughts, or when she's caught off guard by flirty banter. This move has layers: shyness, nervous excitement, or maybe she's fully aware of the effect it has and is using it as a subtle way to test the waters with you. Now picture this scenario. You're joking around, she laughs, her cheeks flush just a hint, and then there it is, that quick little nip at her bottom lip. It's the perfect mix of sexiness and vulnerability, like she's intrigued and can't help but show it. When you catch this gesture, take it as a green light. She's opening up, having fun, and letting her guard down in a way that hints at her growing attraction toward you. Smile, match her energy, and keep the chemistry building. After all, the lip bite isn't just about her lips, it's about the spark she's hoping you'll notice. 5. The pendulum leg play. Legs can be storytellers, and when a woman crosses and uncrosses hers in front of you, it's not just about fidgeting. It's a dance, a form of silent communication that's way more intriguing than it looks. Picture this as the pendulum of attraction swinging back and forth, subtly drawing your attention. Imagine sitting across from her at a cozy cafe or dimly lit bar. At first, her legs are crossed away from you, casual and relaxed, but as your conversation heats up, she starts shifting. Slowly, her legs uncross and then cross again, this time angled toward you. Maybe her shoe lightly grazes yours under the table. Is it accidental? Hardly. That's the beauty of this move. It's casual enough to seem innocent, but deliberate enough to make you wonder. Each slow movement becomes a punctuation mark that emphasizes her interest without her uttering a single word. Cross, pause, uncross. It's like she's resetting the tension with every subtle shift, while her posture draws focus toward her. If there's a playful smirk or subtle eye contact that follows, you can bet she's sending a clear but quiet signal. Her body language is basically whispering to you, "Hey, I notice you." The way she plays with the space around her and the rhythm of the conversation is all about engagement. Pay close attention, because this move is often subconscious. She's relaxed, feeling good about being with you, and wants you to feel the same way. The pendulum leg play? It's her way of keeping your attention locked in on her. And trust me, it works. 6. Breaking the bubble. Ever notice a woman standing just a little closer than you'd expect? That's called breaking the bubble. And it's not random. Your personal space bubble is a sacred thing, and her stepping into it is no coincidence. When she's into you, she wants to feel near you, even when there's plenty of room to spare. Picture this scenario. You're at a social event, chatting away. Most people would keep a polite distance to avoid crowding you, but nope. She's brushing shoulders with you as she leans in to tell a funny story or laughs at your joke. She could have moved back, but instead, she chooses to stay right there. Maybe you're in a quieter setting, like a park or an intimate gathering. There's no reason for anyone to hover too close, but she does. She stands just within your personal space, enough that you can almost feel her presence. And if she pairs this with soft touches, like lightly brushing your arm or steady eye contact, she's giving you a pretty obvious clue. This proximity is her way of building intimacy, of bridging that gap physically and emotionally. Think of it as her silent way of saying, "I want to feel connected." And the beauty of it? This closeness invites a cross-current of chemistry without being blatant. If she's consistently standing closer than necessary, she's into you. 7. The hair play symphony. When a woman starts playing with her hair around you, don't dismiss it as just a random habit. Hair play is like a silent dance of attention, and it speaks volumes. It's elegant, it's flirtatious, and it's almost impossible not to notice. You're chatting with her, and suddenly, her hand moves up to her hair. Maybe she's running her fingers through it, letting it cascade over her shoulder like a curtain, or she's tucking stray strands behind her ear, revealing her face in a way that feels, well, intentional. Sometimes it's more subtle, a quick flick of her hair to one side that barely lasts a second. But here's the kicker. Hair play isn't just about drawing your focus visually. It's also about creating a rhythm of attraction, the way she gently moves her fingers or tilts her head while doing it. It says she's engaged and wants your attention. For example, imagine you just made her laugh. Her eyes are on you, and, as she smiles, her hand drifts to her hair, almost as if to say, "I'm here, and I want you to notice." You'll often catch this move in moments of shyness or during those delicious pauses in a conversation where the air is thick with chemistry. When she's touching her hair, consciously or not, it's a sign she's comfortable, playful, and maybe just a little nervous. In a good way. Combine this with her looking at you and smiling, and you've got a clear signal someone's got a crush. 8. The magnetic lean. Have you ever noticed how someone can silently pull you in with just a lean? When a woman leans slightly closer to you while talking, it's not just about hearing you better. It's a magnetic move that screams interest. Take the classic coffee shop scenario. You're chatting, the music's playing, the barista's calling out orders, but she's not distracted. Instead, she leans in, closing the distance between your bodies. It's subtle but deliberate. Her body language says, "What you're saying is worth my full attention." Here's where it gets even better. Leaning in sends another message beyond interest, vulnerability. By coming closer, she's stepping into your space, showing comfort and trust. And when paired with other cues like soft smiles or a slight tilt of her head, this move becomes undeniably flirty. It's not always obvious though. Sometimes it's so subtle you might question whether it was on purpose. But remember, these moves are often subconscious. She leans slightly every time you make a witty remark, or she edges closer during a meaningful story. She's sending all the right signals, and if you're paying attention, you'll catch every single one. 9. The oops, did I touch you move? You know that little touch on the arm or playful nudge on the shoulder? Yeah, that's not random. We call this one the oops, did I touch you move, and trust me, it's as deliberate as it is subtle. Think of casual touches as her secret way of saying, "Hey, I feel comfortable with you," without having to spell it out. Picture this. You've just cracked a joke, and as she laughs, her hand lightly taps your arm. It's not a big dramatic shove, more like a brief but intentional connection. Or maybe she leans in during a conversation and lets her hand rest on your shoulder for just a second or two. Another classic, the playful elbow nudge when she teases you about something. These are not wild guesses, they're carefully timed moves designed to test the waters. What's great about casual touches is they're easy to miss if you're not paying attention, but they're crystal clear once you know what to look for. Women typically don't go out of their way to touch people they're not interested in, so if she's finding reasons to graze your arm or tap your shoulder, it's her way of breaking the physical barrier and seeing how you respond. Now the key here is reciprocation. If she touches your arm and you don't shy away, you're giving her the green light. But if you lean into the moment a bit, like gently touching her hand during a funny story or offering a friendly shoulder squeeze when she seems genuinely into the conversation, it amps up the chemistry tenfold. This is not about overthinking the touches, it's all about feeling the vibe she's putting out. Remember, physical touch is her way of deepening the connection subtly while keeping things playful. It's a move that says, I like you, and I'm testing just how much you like me back. 10. The curious tilt. Here's one to keep your eyes peeled for, the curious tilt. This one is such a subtle gesture, but it packs a major punch when it comes to reading her interest level. A head tilt isn't just about listening carefully, it's practically body language poetry that screams, "You've got my full attention." Imagine you're telling her a story, and while the words tumble out of your mouth, she tilts her head slightly, her eyes locked on yours. It might look like a small move, but trust me, it's not random. The head tilt opens up her neck, a vulnerable and subconscious signal that says, I trust you, and I'm comfortable with you. Bonus points if she tilts her head to one side and leans in a little closer. It's not just about being polite or interested in what you're saying. The curious tilt is almost a way of spotlighting you. When women do this, they're funneling all their focus directly onto you. Think of it as a body language exclamation mark. Wow, I'm into you, but silently. This move gets even better when it's paired with other signals. If she's tilting her head, smiling softly, and maybe even giving you a little laugh or nod here and there, congratulations, you've got her fully dialed in. And if by any chance she tilts her head while brushing her hair away from her face, oof, game over. She's into you. But this one's all about consistency. If she does it once, sure, it's sweet. But if you notice it happening often, like every time you speak, boom, there's your sign she's hanging on your every word and loving it. 11. The magnetic shift. Now, this one takes the cake, the magnetic shift. Ever feel like someone's body is drawn toward you like a compass pointing north? That's what happens when a woman angles her posture just right to align with yours. It's not just her moving closer, it's her entire energy saying, you've got my attention. Here's how it plays out. You're sitting at a table sharing a casual conversation. At first, she's leaning back, shoulders relaxed. Then suddenly she shifts. Her knees point directly at you. Her shoulders square up. She might even angle her torso toward you, as if her full body is saying, you've got my focus. And it doesn't stop there. Think about foot positioning. If her feet turn in toward you, that's no accident. Feet are like the sneak tattlers of body language. They point exactly where interest lies. On top of that, if she starts mirroring your moves, like resting her elbows on the table after you do or matching your posture when you lean forward, you're on her radar big time. What really seals the deal is when her posture shift gets paired with those tiny moments of connection. A smile, a hair flip, or maybe even a touch. She's creating a micro world where you're the center of gravity. This isn't just about physical closeness, though. It's about emotional presence. Every little movement is her body saying, I see you, I feel you, and I want to stay in this moment with you. If you catch her shifting her focus and posture toward you repeatedly, don't ignore it. Lean in, literally and figuratively, and enjoy the chemistry she's so clearly trying to build. Ultimately, understanding the subtle cues women give when they're interested requires a mix of attentiveness, respect, and emotional intelligence. Every gesture, look, or thoughtful action is a piece of the puzzle that forms the bigger picture of attraction and connection. The key is to remain genuine, receptive, and patient. True chemistry is built over time and stems from mutual effort and understanding. Pay attention to these signs, but always be respectful of boundaries and ensure that any connection is rooted in mutual interest and open communication.